Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, let's talk about overconsumption and how social media and unboxings and hauls are leading to a generation that effectively feel they have to buy everything to be keeping up. You need to have 6 fridges and 4 pantries and 3 makeup drawers and 25 handbags and drawers and wardrobes full of clothes and the newest thing and more and more and more, or you're just not keeping up with what everybody is doing today. Let's talk about it. So we would get a lot of videos where comments will come in the comment box about unboxings and overconsumption. And when I unbox anything, and I'm sure the same applies to my other luxury YouTube colleagues, I know it certainly applies to Meredith whenever she does her unboxings, because I have seen the comments in her comment box about how we are just fueling overconsumption, that we are leading to the problem of overconsumption, and could we not be a bit more responsible with our purchases? And let's start with that, because as I have said on my channel before, I have absolutely no difficulty in addressing criticism, and I have no difficulty in reflecting on and forcing myself to discuss with you things that actually challenge me and challenge the way that I do things. And let's be real, the brands have to keep producing and have to keep producing more to keep up with the demand. And that will come undoubtedly from the fact that there are luxury enthusiasts like myself and like Meredith who like to buy handbags, who like to collect handbags, who like to have more than the amount of handbags that you actually need to carry your things in. Fully admit that. Nobody needs this amount of handbags, not on a practical level. I love these handbags, but I in no way need this amount of handbags. And by doing that, by buying them, by unboxing them, by over-consuming them, I am, of course, leading to the brands producing more and keeping up with the supply and demand and coming out with more lines and producing more versions. And I would be an absolute hypocrite if I started to discuss with you overconsumption and the problem of overconsumption and did not accept from the outset that I am part of that problem. Yep, absolutely. I am part of the problem when it comes to the luxury brands and the productions and how I buy into that, and I own that. I do not intend to stop buying these handbags. I will say that I haven't bought really as many handbags in the last 8 months or so. I've bought 2. That is not because I suddenly decided that I couldn't deal with me adding to overconsumption. That is not because I suddenly decided that I no longer wanted to consume these. It's as I have discussed with you in videos, because nothing really grabbed my attention. And there was nothing that really made me go, oh, I love that, I really want to have that, I'm going to add that to my collection. And again, I would be a hypocrite if I said to you that had there been one of those wow moments, that I wouldn't have overconsumed and added the bag, because I would have. And that is one of my interests. What I will say in my defence, because I feel like I need to defend myself slightly, is these are not going anywhere. These are not going to end up in landfill. These are bags that, although I accept the fact that I buy them leads to the brands producing more of them, these are brands that I fully accept, anticipate, plan on having for many, many years. Some of these bags I have had, the Neverfull, the first Neverfull is in this room somewhere, that I've had since 2010. Some of these bags I have had maybe, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Others obviously are newer, but I don't have a plan for them to be ending up in landfill and to be used and thrown out and replaced very, very quickly. If any of these bags were to go, they will go into the cyclical fashion of luxury fashion, in that they will be sold on, they will be resold, somebody else will get these bags and love and enjoy them, and the value in them, I suppose, the quality in them, although yes, I accept declining quality, I'm not going to shy away from that either, but it means that these bags will be cycled. Somebody else will take them. They will have a life after me if I decide to sell them on. And to me, that gives me some comfort that I am not just buying and buying and buying and consuming and consuming and consuming things that I am then going to dump or push out or no longer need and wear after one wear. That is not how I shop, and this I have reached my comfort levels with. But let's address overconsumption on a wider level. You do not need to buy everything that Amazon sells. You do not need to have 3 drawers full of makeup products that do the same thing. You do not need to have reams and reams and reams of clothes coming in from the fast fashion brands, H&M and River Island and all of those every other week. It's just not necessary. And I do think that the rise of TikTok and YouTube, and I'm sure other social media platforms, on these huge hauls and unboxings is leading to a generation coming through where they feel over-consuming is normal, and they feel over-consuming is what they should aspire to and be inspired by. One of the things we need to remember about those hauls, especially when we're looking at larger influencers doing fast fashion hauls, a lot of that is going to be gifted and PR unboxings. It is not as if for a majority of those people, they are going out and spending their money on boxes and boxes and boxes full of new fast fashion items every other week. They are being gifted those. And the whole marketing behind influencers and the whole way to sell things beyond influencers is they will be gifted to a number of specific high level influencers with big followings. So as they try them on and they do the haul, and people that are watching them are then inspired to go out and buy the same things. So if you have a large influencer gifted, say, 20 items from H&M, and before I say this, I wear H&M, I shop from H&M, I buy H&M, and I will come on to that more later. But when we're talking about these large unboxings where you see in the thumbnail the boxes with the brand on them, and there's maybe 20 items in there, when that is gifted and then shown, how many of the viewership do you think are going out and buying those pieces? Lots and lots and lots. Because they're influenced to wear them, because their favourite influencer is wearing them. You're not thinking about how they're not paying for them, and you're going to buy them. And that is the cycle of fast fashion, and what I do think is a risk to over-consumerism. Because when that unboxing is finished and that haul is finished, you're probably going to have another one 2 weeks later, or one week later from the other favourite influencer that you have. So it is a never-ending cycle, and nobody needs that amount of clothing. Nobody needs that amount of the same type of tops and trousers and shorts that you're buying from those brands. Now, before I say that, let me get off my high horse or appear that I am on one. I shop from H&M. I shop from, well, Zara I'm a little bit small for. But generally, I do shop from fast fashion brands and lower value brands. This jumper that I am wearing is from a place in Ireland called Dunnes. It is probably a bit like Target, I think. Maybe in the US, I'm not exactly sure with the levels of pricing, but it's very low level clothing. And this particular black jumper I have multiples of because it works for me when I can't think of something else to wear to work or I don't have time. I just put it on, it's a black jumper and it does. And that is why there's lots of them in my wardrobe. But they are worn consistently over and over and over again. And the problem I think when you have huge hauls is that you couldn't possibly be wearing over and over again all of the things that you're buying. And if you're watching fashion influencers that do these hauls from fast fashion brands, they're not really going to be wearing them over and over again because the next trend is going to come and then you're going to want to buy that and keep up with that. And before you know it, that's out, you're buying that, and the cycle continues. The brands, the companies make lots of money, the profit line goes up, but you're buying things you don't really need. And that over-consuming and that over-consumption, I think, is where the danger level lies. I think there is a very real risk if somebody is over-consuming like that will eat your money. I know that I've talked before about videos that say, oh, designer brands keep you poor. And in some aspects, I agree with it. In other aspects, I'm critical of it. But I do think that this over-consuming of these products will keep you poor. If you can't afford to comfortably buy these sorts of bags and you're trying to keep up with the unboxings on the luxury channels, that will keep you poor. If you're buying fast fashion after fast fashion because somebody is influencing you and you're wearing it, but you actually don't have that many occasions to wear all of those different things or to keep up with all of those different trends, and you're wearing something once or twice and then you need to buy something new, that is going to keep you poor because all of your money is going to be on a cycle trying to keep up, and you will never keep up with your favourite influencer because they're going to be gifted everything that comes new to show you what you should be buying next. So you're always going to be wanting to buy more, and all that's going to do is keep draining your bank account. One thing I will say is when you watch luxury YouTubers at a smaller level like myself, like Meredith, we aren't gifted these. We buy these. So it's not as if these are being gifted by brands to try and encourage you to buy them. This is what we're actually spending our money on. And one of the problems when you see a lot of the haul videos of fast fashion is they're gifted. So trying to buy it, trying to keep up, you're never ever going to win that game. Another problem I think that adds to overconsumption are the Amazon videos. I often think that I should make a video talking about the things I actually buy and find useful on Amazon. And let me tell you, it would not be a very long video. There would be books on it. There would be stationery on it. There would be some little bits and pieces for organisation in here and in my closet and on my perfumes and things. I have bought all of those from Amazon. There would also be dog treats on it. Now we try to buy most of our dog food from the local pet shop because it's a local store and we try to support local. But because we have 4 dogs, sometimes we just need to order the bulk. So there's a lot there for them. My Amazon list would not be that long. And I see many videos where it looks as if it's an Amazon promotional sales video. The 13 things you need, what you need to travel, what you need for your kitchen, what you need for the best sellers in Amazon. You do not need all of that stuff. You do not need to be buying all of Amazon's newest bestsellers. You do not need to be buying all of the things that the Amazon influencers are showing you. Yes, if you watch those videos and you see something and you think that would actually really help my life, that would help my organisation, that would help me keep my clothes stored, that would definitely sort out my kitchen, that would help my office desk to be a lot more organised and therefore I would be more productive, by all means buy it. If there is something on Amazon that truly is going to assist your life or that you need or that you think will make things easier and better, buy it. But please be careful on getting drawn into the Amazon videos, as I call them, where you're being shown all of the new things on Amazon and the person that is showing you them, nobody will convince me, does not have a motivation behind that for all of the affiliate clicks that will be clicked in the description box. Now again, not going to sit here on my hypocritical high horse. There are affiliate links in my description box and there will continue to be affiliate links in my description box. If I'm talking to you about something, a bag, jewellery, both of these, one of these is Ana Luisa, one of these is Ideal. That is what I wear on a daily basis. There are going to be affiliate links in the description box. They're there if you want to go and look for anything. If there's something you want to try, it's there. When you're making a video specifically to show, for example, the last 20 new bestsellers on Amazon, all of those affiliate links, if you are a large YouTuber, will add up. Now the commission you get from Amazon, let's be honest about it, it's tiny. Very tiny. You would need to be a very large creator with a very large audience for it to be worth your while. But I imagine a lot of the creators that you see that are Amazon influencers effectively are large and do have large audiences and therefore are making a lot of money from what they are showing you. And I just don't think that there is a reason other than to be making the videos and show you the latest things and have the affiliate links in the description box to be buying the, say for example, top 20 sellers on Amazon every other week, because nobody needs to be buying them all the time. So just bear that in mind when you're watching those videos, because that is leading to overconsuming. You're being shown these things, they're not that expensive to buy as an index point, and you're buying things that you maybe don't need, and you're cluttering your house in a way that you maybe don't need, and you're over-consuming on the plastic and the cardboard and all of the things that are coming, that when it comes you maybe realise, what am I going to do with that? Didn't need that in the first place, and it doesn't really make sense for me. And I do think that's another risk of over-consuming and hauls. Another thing we see a lot of on social media, I don't have TikTok, but certainly we see it on YouTube, are those perfectly kept, wonderfully stocked cabinets and larders and places in the kitchen. No need all that. Where there is 25 versions of one thing and there are lots of stock, it's almost like you're preparing for another lockdown maybe, where everything is in the kitchen and there is so much of it and it's perfectly laid out and there's lines and lines and lines and rows and rows and rows and restocking it and all of those things. You don't need all of that, you really don't. And those kitchens, to me, are social media kitchens only. I do not think that there are many larders in real life that if you're not somebody that is an influencer that shows your home and shows your kitchen and shows all of those things that you're buying to help organise, I don't think anybody's larder really looks like that. I don't think many people, maybe some that are very organised. I just thought of one person in my life who has a very organised larder. Not to that level, but very stocked and organised. So there will be some people, but for the vast majority of us mere mortals like myself, that is coming to a Friday night and going, what am I going to feed my children till I get my groceries on a Saturday? That's my type of kitchen. So I'm sure that I'm not alone. And there are a lot of us mere mortals that do not need kitchens that are fully stocked like that and have all of the jars and all of the things we've overconsumed and spent our money on. Because one, it has to be a waste of money for a lot of people. Two, it has to be over-consuming for a lot of people and wasteful. Another one are the makeup unboxings and influencers that you will see 4 cupboards full of makeup. Now, I am not the best person to talk about this because I am definitely a creature of habit. I have a very small makeup collection. I order what I use. I reorder when it runs out. I basically wear the same thing. I know that Meredith is a lover of makeup, so she will naturally have a lot more makeup than me because she loves it and she loves to experiment and she loves to try different colours and different things. So there will be different ranges of this. But generally, to have all of these drawers with all of these big collections of palettes and all of... How many faces do we have? How many times are we doing our makeup to wear all of this? And if you're not an influencer, if you're not somebody on the internet showing all of these different makeup looks, going to all of these different places, if you look at your real life, how many opportunities do you really have to wear all of those things that you're buying? How many times do you do your face in a day? Like, I do mine once, and that's on a good day. I barely even top it up. So all of those things, over-consuming maybe, unnecessary, wasteful, money being spent unnecessarily. Those videos I do think can be problematic. Final one I'm going to mention, and I'm sure there are more if I really went down the rabbit hole, are tech. I don't need, personally, to buy the latest tech every time it comes out. Unless you're someone that is very high level tech, works in it, or is very good at it and needs the latest thing, I don't necessarily think we need to be buying the latest tech every time it's released. I can't keep up with how many iPhones there are. This one, I think, is a 12 maybe. Is it? Maybe? I'm not even that sure. I can't keep up with how many of them there are. I know that my Mac Air is, I think, maybe 3 years old, so goodness knows how many they've been since then. My AirPods, all of those things, don't get me wrong, tech makes life easier. I used to be very reluctant to it in my business life. It definitely makes it easier. But I don't think we need to be over-consuming to the level that we're buying the latest tech every time it's released. So these are my thoughts. They are firstly my response to the comments that I receive about how my unboxings and haul videos, although I don't have that many of those, contribute to over-consuming. These are my thoughts on it, and this is my response to it. It's also my thoughts on the problem that people would comment on in those comments about the over-consuming in general and how social media and unboxings and videos contribute to that. This is what I think. Again, if you disagree with me, I have no problem with that. If you want to come into the comment box and let me know your view, I have absolutely no problem with that. I have no difficulty addressing comments that are uncomfortable, that make me consider my own choices and make me think about what I am doing. All I will say is if you're going to leave comments like that, either to me or anybody else in the comment box, please be respectful about it, because you can get your point across while remaining a dignity and a respect for other people. Thank you so much for watching this. Do let me know what you think in the description box. I would be interested to hear your view. I would probably be a bit cautious on reading them, but I will read them, and I'm always interested to hear what you think about anything I'm talking about. If you've enjoyed this discussion in any way, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing. And if you're not done with me yet, I'm going to leave another video for you on the screen to enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching me. Please take care, and I will see you again in the next one.